Hey, good looking. You want to sit there and see what we have cooking in my kitchen today? Well, grab a hold of that vine, swing right on in my kitchen, and let's get cooking. Good looking. Well, hey there, good looking. Today, I'm going to sit there and show you how we can up some potatoes. Now, my potatoes are starting to sprout, so before they sprout any more than what they have right here, I removed all the eyes, as you see. Now these big ones, I always choose to go with like French fries. So what I do after I remove all the eyes from it, and that's simple of how I just remove the eyes. Now that I cut out the eyes, I have a bowl of water because we're going to want to remove most of the starch from the potatoes before we even can. So, what I do, I take my big potatoes like this. Like I said, these are going to be turned into French fries. I'll cut my potato in half. That way I have a level surface when I am working on them. Let's set that one off to the side. And then I like to go in and make a few cuts. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bump the camera. Now you decide on how fat or how thin you want yours. And then, like I say, I'm just cutting that once lengthwise. And then I just go in and cut them up this way. And then after you're all done cutting them, just sit there and throw them in some water. I showed you earlier how I sliced them all up. They've been soaking in some water, removing any of the starch from the potatoes. Now, I'm going to grab one of my jars. We're going to grab some of the French fries. Going to keep loading them into our jar, just as such. So I'm going to keep loading these all in. I'm going to fill up any voids along the way. And we're going to pack them in just as such. Now I might be able to get one in there. Let's see. Yep, we will be. Yep, it went right on in. I think I can get another little one on in. Yep. Okay, we're going to pack our jars up just as such. You're going to want a 1-inch headspace on your French fries. And as you see, I don't peel mine because most of the nutrients and minerals are all in potato skins. So we're going to set that jar off to the side. And I'm going to continue filling the rest of my canning jars. I'll be back when I'm all done. In there, I got my 4 jars filled up, and I have just a little snack that I can sit there and put in the air fryer. Okay, I have my trusty funnel. I have some water. So, and you're going to want 1-inch headspace. Now, the 1-inch headspace, I'll grab a jar here, is usually right to this very last ring on your canning jars. So, now when I'm debubbling, I like to run the debubbler around the perimeter of the jar, and then I like to sit there and go on the inside. Oop, get back down in there. So I'm going to continue. Ooh, I can get some more in that one. So we'll be back when I'm all done debubbling. Okay, we finished debubbling our jars. I'm just going to put the debubbler down. Now, you've been seeing me in the past few videos using what most women would sit there and put fingernail polish remover in. Well, I happen to have my canning vinegar, so I just like to give it a few pumps and get my vinegar all onto my washcloth, because I'm not using paper toweling anymore. The prices out there is ridiculous, and I'm refusing not to pay that price for paper toweling. I mean, I'd rather put it towards meat. I'm sorry. Times are starting to get lean and mean, and you guys start cutting the corners where the corners need to be cut. And I drew the line with the paper toweling. The rims of our jars, we debubbled. Now, let's grab our canning lids. Put the canning lids all onto our canning jars. Grab your canning ring. Finger tighten and put it right. It's gonna get some getting used to saying this. My Instapot Max canner, or my Instapot Max pressure canner. Like I say, it can be a tongue twister. Okay, now that we have all of our jars and the Instapot Max is all fully loaded, we're going to continue on. I have my pressure canner lid locked on and into place. I'm going to come down here, push the canning button. I have to decrease the time to 35 minutes because that's how long it takes to pressure can. Now I'm coming down here and I'm pushing the start button. Now it's going to vent for the 10 minutes, and if you see this flashing light over here, well, this whole thing is going to, throughout the canning process, you're going to sit there and see these lights keep going across and keep going across and keep going across. I already have everything all set. I have it set to Fahrenheit. I have the right altitude for my area where I live set into the machine. Now, if you don't know what your altitude is, you can simply find that out if you go to Google, you type the name of your city and your state in, and it will tell you exactly what your altitude is for where you live, and that is what you should be canning at. And then it's gonna do a natural release. It's gonna sound off, And in the cool off period, your lights will be right underneath this little horn thing, and it tells you basically every little step of the way. Now, what I'm going to be paying close attention to is this temperature down here. You want this temperature in the 240 degrees all the way up to 250 degrees to kill any botulism spores. As I was telling you, as it continues to pressure can, the lights are going to continue to go across the top. As you see, we have 7 minutes left to go on the pressure canning, and the temperature is at 246. Now that I showed you just how easy it is to can up your very own French fries, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my YouTube family. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go up, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you'll always be notified every time I do put out a new video. And as always, here's to happy canning, but better yet, happy eatings. Peace and love.